Hello, Rick here video. Today we're gonna take a look at Jirachi in the Open Great League here as we face a Medicham in the lead, which is very good because we don't want to see this with the backline. But yeah, this team is pretty cool. We have a double dark line with Jirachi in the lead. Jirachi going to be able to beat those other fighting types, going to be able to beat those poison types as well. And this is the main reason for this Pokemon here. We have Doom Desire, which is the signature move for Jirachi. It is a very strong move. It's like 40 energy. I don't know how much damage. I think like 70 or something, or even 80. Like, this is a very good move. It's the only real strong steel type charge move, really. I mean, Magnet Bomb is also pretty decent, to be honest, but it's definitely better than this. And we have this double counter line in the back there with the Obstagoon as a safe swap, which should get out the potential fairy types as well, because also Jirachi beats fairy types. That's why we have Gangshot on it as well, because Gangshot can kinda sometimes one-shot it, not all the time. Speaking of you, Azumarill definitely doesn't get KO'd by one Gangshot here, but it is fine as we can go ahead, go for 1-1 Night Slash against this Medicham, and we can get the shield. We can get to 2 Doom Desires because we resist every move here other than Power Punch and Dynamic Punch, which are both pretty rare as my opponent decides to surrender. And yeah, I went on a 9-1 streak with this team. Of course, I played a little bit more, and it also went like, I think I had like 3-2 afterwards, but like 9-1 in a row is kind of nice. As we can see a fairy type coming in here, a charm user coming in here, we can go for the Gangshot and we can say goodbye to this Ninetales. Bye bye Ninetales. We can go ahead and stay in here as we see the next charm user, and we can flip the entire game. This would have been an insane hard counter team, basically perfect hard counter to my team here, but thanks to the Gangshot hitting, we're going to be able to completely hardwall my opponent now, which is going to be amazing. And we can see the Ice Beam coming through here. We can swap now into our Scrafty against the Umbreon, and they have nothing that they can do here anymore, which is amazing for us. As we go ahead, ramp up our attack with Power Punch, and we will see that we can just let all the moves go through. They even have Psychic, which does nothing because it's still resisted, unlike Last Resort, which is the main reason why you don't really want to run Psychic. Against Dark types, you're way weaker off, and also against Azumarill, you're way weaker off. I mean, a little bit weaker off, to be honest. So yeah, Psychic is usually the wrong move on the Umbreon. Very good that my opponent gonna run this, as we can go for one foul play. Even though it's resisted, we are boosted up. This is enough to KO the Wigglytuff, and that's going to be a good game. Would have been a hard counter if we didn't flip switch. Very hard counters as well, the Lickitung and especially the Medicham coming in. We don't really have the best scenarios here. Medicham going for one Ice Punch doesn't KO us, but we can only get to 1 Night Slash here sadly, even though we have 2 stored. They got the counter through, of course, which will KO us here, all fine. So we have to go back into our Jirachi. I hope that they don't have Power Punch, that would be horrible. So they only have Ice Punch, this is fine. We can go ahead, go for one Doom Desire. This would KO easily from this range. As we see them letting this move go through, I can swap immediately into my Scrafty, and we see the Skarmory coming in. Skarmory is actually pretty interesting because Skarmory loses against Scrafty all the time in the 2 shields. But now it's like the question if we can also put the Lickitung into a range where we can just KO this with the Scrafty still afterwards, because the fast move does so much damage here from the Skarmory that we might get very low with this, as we see that the shield comes up here. We can farm this thing all the way down. We maybe have to sack swap onto our Jirachi, but I don't think that the Lickitung has as much energy, and I was wrong. They were already the Body Slam. I don't know where they got the energy, I guess from the beginning matchup for like the few turns, then the few turns where I was locked in for one confusion, I'm not sure. Here we see the Galarian Zapdos in the lead against us. I make a screenshot because it's funny and I put it on Twitter as well. Follow me on Twitter if you haven't. As we can go ahead and go for one Power Punch against this incoming Lickitung, and we completely hardwall my opponent so far, which is nice. As we see here them going for one Body Slam, doing some pretty nice damage, but we can farm them all the way down here, which is going to be enough to KO this Lickitung. Lickitung has no way to actually flip switch here against the Scrafty. There's literally nothing that they can do. Counter damage plus Power Punch is just too much, as we see the Zapdos coming back in here, where we can go for one foul play, we can get this thing lower, they swap out into a Stunfisk, and we kinda hardwall this thing as well with our Obstagoon. It's not as crazy as with the Scrafty because we're not having the stab counter, but it's still definitely a matchup that's in our favor. I kinda want to get lower here anyway, so I'm gonna let this move go through, go for 2 more counters and then throw, because this is basically CMP on a potential Rock Slide afterwards. As we see them going for a shield, we can shield it up, we can farm it down, and we can win this game. A very good game there. But yeah, we're also going to take a look most likely in like 2 days roundabout. I still have to commentate and do everything about this, and I have not a lot of time for the next 2 days. I think we're gonna take a look at a different Pokemon that's pretty similar to Jirachi, which I actually have a crazy run with, where I gained over 200 points with in the Great League for like the final push with something more spicy, which I'm really hyped to showcase. But we have to see and take a look about this later. Maybe you can guess the Pokemon we have to see. Here, as we see the trophy is coming in, we can go for one Gang Shot, right? We're just going to bait here because my opponent might think we have Gang Shot, so we just bait. We're gonna get the no shield as we shield it up because we know we can still get to one Gang Shot, and they will not shield us anyway because they didn't shield the first one. Pretty easy play here, go for the Gang Shot and KO this thing, and of course they shield now. This doesn't look too good for us as we can go back into our Jirachi here. Jirachi goes ahead, go for one Doom Desire. I like the animation of this move, to be honest, looks very funny as we can start shipping this thing down. We can farm this thing all the way down actually here, and we should be able to get a lot of energy, which is very nice. They go back into their Bastion. I knew that the victory well in the back, but we have to bait here. If we don't bait, we have no chance of winning this. We go for the bait and we get the shield from the opponent, which allows us now to go for one foul play in time just before they KO us, and we can KO their victory bell. We still have a shield left. We can counter them pretty much down. We can go for one power punch, putting them into a range where I think even one Doom Desire is already enough to KO them, definitely. And this is going to be a good game. Again, this would be a very tough, like in general, very tough matchup to deal with. Like backline basically hardwalled my backline. Lead kind of neutral, but we still came back thanks to the Jirachi, as we see a very good lead for us, as we see a very good save swap for us with the Alolan Marowak here, which definitely doesn't want to face my Obstagoon. We can go ahead and go for some more Night Slashers here, and there's no way they can flip this matchup unless they have the Fire Blast, which they don't. I'm going to let this move go through as well. I guess they would be actually able to flip this matchup if they shielded just everything now. If they double shield, they would be able to farm me down here, but this is kind of risky and they don't do it. They're going to let this move go through. They're going to get some energy with their Venusaur, which is very smart by them. I can go ahead and go for Night Slash. I should have thrown that earlier because I don't get to another move anyway. So I could have got the boost, but I didn't get the boost anyway. As we see the Jirachi still coming in, we just hardwall this poor opponent like completely with some spice like the Jirachi, which is funny. Horrible lead. We swap out immediately into our Obstagoon, our save swap for those kind of scenarios. Let's see what they're going to do. They're going to stay in here, very smart by them, because they actually have a pretty decent answer in the back as far as I know, with the Mandibuzz exactly. That's kind of horrible for us. But now we're debuffed and now the Gang Shot doesn't do anything. Otherwise, Gang Shot would easily put him into a 2-shot range, which is pretty nice because you can actually pretty easily win this matchup here. But like this, it's kind of awkward to be honest, and it doesn't really go into our favor anyway here, as you're gonna see. I'm going to bait this move because I think they have 2 shields. They're going to shield this potential Gang Shot. Never mind, they don't. Don't know why, but it is fine as we see them going for another aerial ace. We can still survive this. We can go for one Night Slash here, which hopefully now get the shield. It still does not, as we see them going into, what was this? I think that was the Sableye. It was a Sableye, and it looks horrible. Like, they have still 2 shields, they have 3 Pokemon. All of them are kinda having an answer for Scrafty. I have only one option here, and please look at this game. This game was amazing. This game was my favorite game. We shield correctly the return. We are so with our back against the wall. There is nothing that we really can do here, right? We can go for one power punch. We can KO them before they can get to another return. They still have 2 shields. We can go for another power punch. We're going to be able to get the shield here, and we get amazing damage on this thing. Look how crazy damage is. They go into the Mandibuzz, and we just sweep at this point. Scrafty just going completely to town here, going for an entire sweep for the entire opponent there. That was insane, KOing 3 Pokemon there on its own with a shield disadvantage. Kinda insane how crazy Scrafty is sometimes. We have a Mandibuzz against us here again. Horrible lead, of course, very horrible in general for the lead, for this team in general, especially with the fast move, but they stay in here against our Obstagoon, which is nice. We go for one big Gang Shot. Let's see how much it's gonna do. It's going to put him into red health already. You see how much damage it can do when you don't debuff it before, and the Night Slash comes through now, putting it into range where I can actually no shield, win the 0 shield against the Mandibuzz here, which is amazing, even though it was a really hard counter for my team. And we see the Swampert coming in, where we can now go into our Scrafty, try to go for one foul play, I guess. as we have to shield some moves here. They go for the Hydro Cannon, and we can go for one Power Punch here, trying to bait the shield even though we're not in the move. Maybe they didn't count, which is amazing. And I can try to farm all the way down because it's my only play really to win this game now. I see the Hydro Cannon come through, it's fine. I can try to shield, I throw nothing here and just farm all the way down. Should be okay for me, as we see them not swapping out because they have a Registeel in the back. We go for the bait here with the Power Punch, and we can go for another Power Punch. They have to shield something eventually anyway. And if we just swap out before they throw their next charge move, we should be fine as we get to another move here, because I will not be able to KO my Scrafty afterwards anymore because they have to throw some energy against my Jirachi, and Jirachi does even damage, like a lot of damage with the confusion here, which is already nice. So we can go for one Doom Desire. There should be enough to KO the Registeel, and there should be enough to win the game as well, as we see them going down. Next up, Venusaur lead again. Venusaur runs after the World Championships, where Venusaur was literally everywhere, as we see our Warrain stay swap. Pretty decent for our backline, especially as they go for an Icicle Spear, and I think I can easily get to my foul play here, but because of some frame drops I overtap and I cannot get to my charge move. Thanks game. If they want to, they could shield here and win the game, or like win the swap here, but they don't, which is good for me because now I have my Jirachi against it. They get basically no farm, and I have a good time as I can just go ahead, go into my Jirachi, get some extra farm here, farm all the way down. I can let one move go through, all of them are resisted, as the Frenzy Plant still does half of our health, but we see the Stunfisk coming in. We can go into our Obstagoon, and this should be a good game again, as, yeah, I actually like the backline of the opponent here. It's basically, it's just a very good backline. I really enjoy baiting out stuff with the Warrain in this kind of meta, thanks to the Earthquake that this Pokemon has. So I think this is a very good team that my opponent has here. So our team is just pretty much a hard wall for their team, so not a lot that they can do. But this is fine for me. We see the next opponent having a Nidoqueen in the lead. Very good for us. We can go ahead, and the cool thing about this matchup is as well, you get to the Doom Desire at the same time they get to an Earth Power, so you're always going to be able to also get the shield advantage here if you just want to let this move go through, but I want to keep my Jirachi. So they go for the Earth Power, and we see them going into a Warrain. We see us going into a Scrafty, and we see them going out yet? I don't know. I think they wanted to quit, right? Or did they stay in here? They actually stay in here, okay. I didn't put every game in there. I know that there was one dude that quit at this point already, so I guess this one it wasn't the quitter here, but it's fine for me. So we can go for the Power Punch, and I guess here he quit. Never mind, that was the game. We see the next opponent having Froslass in the lead, as this is also fine for us, as we see another Warrain. So many Warrains. My Scrafty just loves them. Like, my Scrafty has a very good time right now. He is happy. He can just go around, Power Punch down everything, and has a lot of energy afterwards as well. I think I can go for the entire farm down. I would be able to get a shield from the Froslass as well at this point because I have a foul play stored. I don't know if they want to go into the Froslass. I don't think they want to go into the Froslass, but we have to see they actually go into the Froslass, so they kind of have to shield this. I'm not sure, I think they have to. Yeah, they have to shield this. Like, I think it would have KO'd. We are boosted up, it's super effective with stab, like they definitely have to shield. As we see the opponent going for a charge move here, it's going to be an Avalanche, very nice bait there. Of course we have to shield for the potential Shadow Ball, but the one Doom Desire would be enough to KO them, and we see a Swampert coming in. I just stay in here because I can go for another Doom Desire, but I can also just swap out now. I just wanted to have the confusion damage on him, as you see now counter damage will be enough to completely destroy that thing as well now. Counter plus Night Slash, pretty easy combo, and even if he would be able to KO me somehow, I still have my Doom Desire stored at the back, which would be already enough from this range easily, but we can still hit the Night Slash here to win the game. And again, this team is very, very good. Like, I had so much fun playing this team, and I can recommend it definitely. Like, Jirachi is a Pokemon that a lot of people don't really like consider because like the meta doesn't really look fitting for it, especially something like the Trevenant. Here, by the way, look at the very unfortunate simultaneous swap there. That was kind of awkward for me because now they have the Medicham against that, and if they have the Power Punch, which they have, I can basically forfeit already because this game matchup is basically unwinnable unless they're gonna let the next move go through. That's the only way I can have a chance here, as they go for more Power Punches. Unless they let this move go through, there's nothing I can do. And really, let's see what they're going to do. They're going to shield this move up, so I'm just going to go for the top left because there was nothing I can do anymore. Next opponent has a very horrible lead for us and a very okay-ish safe swap for us, because we can go for the Gang Shot against this Azumarill. Let's see if that hits. It does not. We get the shield advantage, which I'm actually more happy with than with like it hitting, to be honest. I want the shield more than anything else. They go for one Ice Beam, they can go for another one. I'm actually gonna shield this move up because I can get easily to another Gang Shot now, so like why not? I thought, let's see if I can get another shield here. That would be amazing, as we get the final shield from the opponent already. They can now KO me and I can go into my Jirachi, trying to farm this thing down and try to win this game now with my Pokemon in the back, which is going to be the Scrafty, as my opponent makes an amazing play here, goes for the swap into the Stunfisk at the perfect time. I can only go into my Scrafty now, but this is going to be a horrible matchup for me. I don't think I can win this anymore if they don't have something in the back that's also weak against Jirachi. We have to see. They go for the Stone Edge, I want to say, it's the Earthquake, and we will see what they're going to have in the back pretty soon after this move from the Azumarill. Going to be an Ice Beam, which does KO us already, which I didn't expect. Let's see, we can try to farm up a lot of energy here, and we can farm up even more. They go for a charge move, we're going to try to farm all the way down. It's going to be an Ice Beam, and we see a Trevenant in the back, so this is going to be a good game. There's not a lot that I can do here. Of course, they're super effective against us. But never mind, Doom Desire just completely annihilates this thing. Two of them are easily enough to KO it, and we can farm down everything with Jirachi winning us the game. Thanks for watching, see you next video, have a great rest of your day, bye.